Welcome to my presentation on economic inequality and intergroup relations. The goal of the paper is to prove that intergroup or horizontal economic inequality increases the chances of hostility and conflict between groups. First, I think that I should introduce the basic terms of the project, such as communal group, plurality and majority, and intergroup hostility. Also, I need to specify that I relied on a cross-national, large and quantitative methodology. Communal groups are groups delimited by ethnic, racial, linguistic, cultural, religious, tribal, and regional group markers. The largest communal group in a country is a plurality. If it is above 50% of the population, it may be called a majority. Hostility was measured along a continuum ranging from peace to violent conflict. There are various forms of intergroup hostility, such as intolerance, hate speech, discrimination, persecution, pogroms, forced assimilation, segregation, dislocation, genocide, and from the part of the minority, isolationism, formulation and expression of grievances, and mobilization for political action, either democratic or violent. Two levels of hostility were selected as my dependent variables: minority grievances, which express low to medium hostility, and violent conflict that expresses high level of hostility. I think that intergroup hostility has several causes, and not all causes act always simultaneously. That is, the causation is multi-causal on the one hand and sequential on the other. The previous literature recommended considering the impact of 5 main groups of causes: the country's group structure and group history, the development level, the international environment, political institutions, and what is called opportunity for insurrection, the would-be leaders' cost-benefit analysis about the profitability of an armed insurgency. My main concerns have lain with the impact of economic inequality, about which we have to know that has two basic types, so-called vertical economic inequality and horizontal economic inequality. Most of the previous political science literature focused on the impact of vertical inequality, but recently Cederman and co-authors found evidence of the impact of regional disparities on intergroup violence. My regression models try to include all important predictors advocated in the previous literature and to demonstrate the impact of economic inequality against these controls. This presentation refers to results obtained from the dataset called MAR-EPR-MI. My whole related work involved a total of 3 datasets, 2 group level and 1 country level dataset. The group level datasets were created by merging the ethnic power relations dataset and the minorities at risk dataset. My main contribution to the existing data was to add a measure of intergroup economic inequality created from scratches based on a large number of sources, such as official statistics and scholarly surveys. My basic group level dataset covers 97.5% of the world population. Of the population covered, almost 35% belongs to minorities, and almost 46% belong to groups smaller than 50% of the population in their country. A first basic regression model shows that horizontal inequality is such a powerful predictor of intergroup hostility that its impact keeps measurable against the country factor. This is the functional equivalent of 154 country dummies. The next three tables reporting on regression models show the impact of horizontal economic inequality against a large number of control variables. I use both of my own indicator and Mars-EGDIS indicator to measure horizontal economic inequality, and I ran regressions both on the original dataset and on multiply imputed datasets. The table showed that economic inequality is consistently significant for the explanation of both grievances and violent conflict. I would conclude that the main research goal has been attained, and the causal impact of horizontal economic inequality was established. Further, I am happy that the datasets that I compiled helped to enrich our knowledge about communal groups, and they also provided support for one side in a number of debated issues. Yet I keep having a long wish list about how to improve our study of communal relationships. Thank you.